I'm a warrior, but I ain't no warrior.
So listen, let me do this. Look at these lines. These phone lines is crazy right now. This is what I want. I need Darius to uplift a few folks, enlighten a few folks. I need Veronica to do the same. We about to come to the phone lines right now. Big L from Brooklyn. You're on the line. Line 3. Get at me, homie. We lost Big L. He's always here.
Big L's not here now.
Metro PCS.
Who?
Joseph from Detroit. Holla at me. Line 5.
What up, sir? You my nigga, dog.
Speak on it then.
Look, I honestly agree with what the brother was just speaking about. I know I talk a lot of nonsense. I actually agree with what the brother was just about. And whatever the things that you do are positive to the community. And I like the way that you said, let's get some more people on the phone and let's talk about this, because more men need to be aware of what they're doing. See, the problem ain't necessarily that men don't want to be fathers, but the problem is kind of that girls don't want to get rid of their...
Oh, get rid of what?
Just when you was about to start talking
he
shit.
Had me too. I was like...
The universe was like, nope.
Cut.
You will not.
And scene.
You will not.
Dang, man. I was really into... I was all the way into... Ooh, what are they going to do? Girls, he said, girls be like...
he might.
What
he might be back. Joseph, are you still there?
Oh,
damn,
man.
Metro PCS.
Well, if you want to guess what he's going to say, you can give us a call at 1-844-55-1. Tell us your stories. I need to hear some ladies.
So, as she's giving out the number, it's important that you guys understand. I like doing this topic. I've done this topic maybe... The first time I did it was March 4th, 2010.
Wow.
I was with Jamie Foxx.
Wow.
Earthquake. We were on the Foxhole at the time.
Wow.
And I did this show, and we had a family law attorney named Demetria L. Graves. She just had a baby herself. And the name of the show was Pay-Per-View. Now, Pay-Per-View was something I came up with because I was saying, damn, do I have to be current on my child support payments in order to see my kid? Is this a type of social pay-per-view? If you're not current on your child support payments, can she keep that kid away from you because you're not giving the bread? See, let me preface this for everybody, all the sisters that are listening. This is not an indictment on all of you. Right? On all of you. Because there are women out there like Veronica.
Good women.
Good women.
There are some strong sisters, women that are kingdom builders.
Right.
Yeah.
That are king supporters, that are queens.
And let me say even more so. When you got a motherfucker who don't love himself.
Say it.
Who definitely don't love you.
Say it.
And then trickle all the way back down to the kids, can't love them.
Say it.
I said can't love them.
Amen.
That motherfucker, okay, now I can understand. Like, okay, now you got us in a bind, nigga. We might need child support.
Exactly.
But if you got a good man, if you got a man that's trying to create a reality, and you're saying, I can't call you a good man until you have a check that matches your character.
Or you're saying, I'm still mad because
the relationship
this good
didn't
man
work.
Moved on and left me here where I should have been. So I'm gonna destroy his life and I'm gonna use his children to against him and turn them into nuclear weapons, Scud missiles.
Wow. Does that happen? Veronica, do you know of people like that? I'm talking women. I need women to talk and share this. Do you guys know of other women who do what Darius just described? He said, turn the kids into Scud missiles, nuclear weapons aimed at their father.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Can we speak to that, Veronica?
I mean, again, I don't really. Again, this is probably, I'm on sort of on the other side of the equation. I'm a woman that stood up and shouldered the responsibility when the father completely abdicated his responsibility. And I went ahead and got him $1 million in private school education. I went ahead and made sure they were sane. I went ahead and did that. But I was so busy doing that I didn't have time to go to court. I didn't have time to socialize with women who were
bitter,
using nuclear weapons because I was too busy building my empire. So again, I'm whatever I see about that, I see on the TV. Because It's just not, when you're busy, when you have to compensate for a person's abdication, right? If they've in fact abdicated their responsibility for their child or children, then you have to, you have to shoulder the responsibility. They say it's $250,000 over the lifetime of a child to raise a child. Mm-hmm. It's about $90,000 a year in tasks. In other words, if you were to outsource all of the tasks that it takes to raise a child, it's $90,000 a year worth of tasks. So over the course of a child's lifetime, it's about $2 million in effort and money. And so that doesn't go away, no matter who's doing it, no matter who's not doing it. That's what a child actually requires. Well, so I was just busy doing that.
This is good. I like this.
I really didn't have time to do anything else because that took everything to do that for 2 kids.
And let me ask you this. Now, listen, I just want to ask you this because I know you got an awesome story too. And thank you guys for having me here as a guest. I'm so happy to be here and to be able to speak on this and to be able to eloquently speak on it from experience. Let me ask you this, Veronica. If you had a man that was willing to step up, that tried to come up with solutions, that tried to figure things out, that wanted to work with you, that wanted to make sure you were okay, that wanted to give you a part of that $250,000 and didn't want the court to take half of it, what would you? I mean, how would you react as the woman that you are? The kingdom builder, the empire builder that you are.
I would be totally open and receptive to that because regardless of what has happened, historically between the partners, when, whatever the scenario was, once you bring a child in the world, that everything, it takes more than a village to raise a child. So if my ex, for example, had been willing to claim any meaningful responsibility, I would have been open to that completely. And I'm a pretty creative chick, really. But I just didn't have that scenario. So I understand that there are a lot of brothers out there that are willing to do that. I'm just saying, though, that when we sit down at the table, we have to take into account it's $2 million in income and effort to raise a child, no matter what. And so just like sisters need to be more mindful of who they lay down with, brothers got to, every time we lay down with each other, we got to say, am I really prepared to spend $2 million? I mean, that's just a net.
Wow, that is great. Whitney?
Look,
Whitney?
Veronica literally just said everything that I was about to say. People need to, don't wait till we have to go to court. Who are you sleeping with? We don't even people are so picky with what they eat. We need to be more picky with who we're fucking. I'm sorry. Don't bring any more screwed up people into the world. I went to court once for some driving stuff. Reckless. You know me. I was driving crazy. Whatever. I got in that, I was driving a little fast, but I had to go through the court system. I can't even speak on it. It was 3 years of just drama and BS. I can't imagine doing that for 18 years at all. That's probably why I don't have any kids yet, honestly.
But this is what puts us back in the Matrix. The Matrix is so beautiful in its simple complexity. Veronica just said something that overrides everything. She said no matter who's doing it, who's responsible for it, kids, if they want to be raised sane with all of the resources and amenities, right, of being a kid, it need $2 million regardless. Now, when you got to go to the devil for $2 million, when I say the devil, I'm talking about a system that really is not empathetic or a system that doesn't care about you. Like, for instance, we just laid out something that was very important. When we likened the child support industry, right, to the IRS.
Sure.
Right? In their tactics, in their modality, in their methodology, and how they get there.
It's by force. It shouldn't take it by force. Absolutely. They're bootjack thugs, just like the IRS. They're going to come by force. That's the nature of that beast.
So my point is, on top of what you just said, right? On top of what you just said, let's go back and look at this situation really clearly. You lay down with somebody, this could be a $2 million deal when you choose to lay down with somebody. Then on top of that, wait a minute, this system is corrupt. This is a capitalist society, and by definition, they like to capitalize off of your ignorance.
Yes, they do.
So you didn't do a good job choosing a woman, so that's $2 million. Now you ain't got the $2 million, and they're going to get the $2 million out your ass because you're unaware that you're the $6 million man. You already have
$8 million. Now you're $8 million man.
Right. Now you're the $8 million man, and this is what you owe.
But can I add something to what you just said? Mm-hmm. Yes, some people make bad choices, but this is the thing, and I truly strongly believe in this. The stronger always cancels out the weak. So my thing is this, and this is what I'm talking about when I say going back to community. You know, I'm saying that we got to band together. If I'm with somebody and I'm the weaker partner, then I mean, you have to go ahead and put your differences aside and follow the light. Because there's a light at the end of every tunnel. And like you said, Veronica, when you bring a child into this world, onto this earth, onto this spinning ball, which costs so much for us to be here, cease being about you. So yeah, we might make a mistake, and I might lay down with somebody who's lesser. But if that person can help me get to where I need to be and help my children get to where I want to see them be, then put all the differences aside. Now my issue is not with that person or with ignorance, but it's with these lawyers and the system, how it pumps people up. How when you go sit down in the office, how that lawyer looks at that woman and says, that bad man is going to pay. We're going to make that bad man pay. That's where the issue comes in, because people will work things out.
Right. See, and I want to piggyback on what you're saying, Darius, about community, because I think community goes even beyond the partnership or a family or a small tribe. If you look at other cultures, and I'll use the Jewish culture as an example, simply because one of the things that you can observe in their culture very powerfully is how they relate to raising family. In other words, it's $2 million. We know it. Like, let's have the community rally around this as we know this.
Yes.
This is not a mystery. In our community, we need to quit pretending like the raising and rearing of children and what it's going to take to get them up and out and be competitive in the 21st century. We got to quit pretending like this is a mystery.
Yes.
It's not. But rather than, I think, fight each other,
this is big.
Why not create a community initiative to sort of support and rally around family and tribe, so that we're not, because here's what happens.
I agree.
As we continue to perpetuate this situation, what happens is our children become less and less competitive in the global marketplace.
Absolutely. Neecole Cockerham has just joined the panel, our resident Pope conservative.
Hey, y'all.
Jesus.
We gonna get real.
What's happening? Neecole, baby.
What's happening, Darius? I walked in and I said, he gonna be in trouble because shit's gonna get real.
Yeah, we already know. We already know how Darius gets down. So.
You know what I'm saying? Only. It's a Friday.
I'm just saying. You know. We want to help people work through issues while we work through our own issues. And look, I never said I didn't have no issues. I'm just not afraid to talk about mine.
Right.
Talk about it.
With the most cold-blooded thing in the world is when when you try to fight an enemy you can't see or enemy you don't know. We don't know what we're fighting, and that's what's so sad. And I'm gonna tell you, Veronica, what you just said is so real. You don't see mostly 9 times out of 10, unless you're talking about a family, a woman who put her blood, sweat, tears, and built an empire. You don't see anybody but us blacks and sometimes Latinos, sometimes trapped in this system. It's not right, because Jewish people, like you said, that's a community that knows that. And I will say, for my Latin brothers and sisters, big ups, because one thing about us black folks, and I really do believe that this is all by design, it goes back to slavery. We believe in having our own. There is no own. You don't own shit. You ain't on your own. It ain't no own. Only own is Oprah, motherfucker. That's it. That's the only own.
It's about to turn up right now.
That's it.
Ain't no own. Ain't no more own.
Ain't.
Just mashed potatoes and corn.
We're used to because we're conditioned intergenerationally to be the owned and not the owner.
Right.
That is our programming.
So let me do this. We got to take a quick break. This shit just started off crazy, and we gonna come right back. The Voice of Reason on Dash Radio, Hot Button Radio. Again, download the Dash Radio app. It's free. Then once you do that, go over to Hot Button. We're here 3 days a week. That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. Dash Radio, Hot Button Radio is what we do. Voice of Reason. I'll be back in 2.2. And again, if you have any stories about the child support struggles, both men and women, please call us at 844-55-1. That's 844-55-1. We'll be back. Our DJ here.
This is my song.
I was feeling the record that was on.
This is the fire one right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Voice of Reason exclusively on Hot Button Radio. Hot Button Radio can be found on the Dash Radio app. You got to download it if you want to hear it. This is the Voice of Reason. I'm Zoe Williams. The phone number to dial is 844-55-1, 844-55-1. Today's topic, pay-per-view. Are you dealing with a co-parent who only allows you to see your children when you're current on your child support payments? A riveting look at the child support system and father's rights. The number to dial, 844-55-1. That is the number to dial. Let's talk about it. Can you be an advocate of father's rights even after your own child's father hasn't been a good one or paying one? Let's think about that. Can a woman be an advocate of father's rights even when her own child or children's father wasn't a good father or paying one? Can she still be objective enough to say, my situation isn't the template for every situation? There are some good men out there that are being taken advantage of by a pernicious system. So can I still be an advocate of father's rights even though the father of my children wasn't a good one? That's a great question. True or false? The family court system is reminiscent of a modern day slave auction block. This whole black single motherhood is turning into breeders for the new privatized prison system, the new Jim Crow. Is that true or false? 844-55-1. Somebody get to your phone lines right now if you want to participate in this hot lava conversation. How many children do you know have been introduced into the seemingly blameless, cold cult of the scorned mother? 844-55-1. I'm just saying, I'm asking questions. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I just ask these questions. Do you think it's a good start forcing women who collect child support to submit monthly receipts for their purchases?
Yes.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Absolutely.
To hold them accountable, or some type of fiduciary accounting should be taking place for women who really, first off, is having a baby now and getting child support a form of entrepreneurialism. 844-55-1. I'm just asking these kind of questions right now. This is what we do. This is pay-per-view right now. I know you guys thinking about Mayweather and Pacquiao, but we talking about being able to see your kid. Is this happening right now? Is the system being taken advantage of by what I consider to be the smartest creatures on planet Earth? The hurt woman. 844-55-1. Somebody speak on it. We got actor, singer, Darius McCrary, producer, dad, all of that in the building right now. We got Veronica Conway on the line. We've got Whitney Tabor in the building. We've got our resident Pope.
Yes.
Fucking conservative ass. Jesus freak.
That's right.
Neecole Cockerham in the building. And someone new. I'm going to let Darius introduce her because she's Darius's friend. He brought her into the studio to speak to this specifically. She's going to talk to us about the lost art of being a down woman, I guess.
I mean, well,
speak on this.
I mean, it's my pleasure, my absolute pleasure to introduce, in my opinion, one of the smartest and brightest women that I've been blessed to know. And the first lady of boxing. I call her the first lady of boxing. Miss Teresa Tapia. We're happy to have you with us, Tree.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
You know, this is a queen and an empire builder, as we were talking about earlier, Veronica. And like, you know, I've been blessed, Tree, to see you stand by your man through the ups, through the downs, good times, bad times, and we're just talking about family. And you know, you heard the topics of the show.
Yes.
And I mean, it's amazing when you know sisters like yourselves, Veronica, you on the line, you know, that are about building, not tearing down.
Exactly. Well, that old saying, hell has no fury like a woman scorned.
No.
That's this case right here with Darius. I mean, he's a great father. I've witnessed it myself. I mean, he has a great son. Love him to death, and you can't get any better. And there's these guys that want to be fathers, and there's these women, because they're scorned and they want to live on this paycheck and on the fame, they're not allowing these men to be the fathers that they're capable of being. And I think that's sad.
Definitely.
Wow.
I think she tapped on a little something that we didn't even touch on. Fame. Fame is what I feel like out here. That's what girls are on the most with when it comes to cases like Darius's. And all the athletes, I feel like most of these athletes can't even live.
That's real.
Like
That's
they
why.
worked so hard for this,
real,
you know. And I'm sorry, in my own opinion, I feel like there should be a certain number. It doesn't matter how much you make. You worked hard for that money. If this is the child support, this is what child support is. It better be the same for everybody. The guy working at McDonald's, this nigga who made $1 million.
I got something for you. Right here.
Yeah, that is insane.
Because this goes back to my question. Is the child support system hustle a form of entrepreneurialism? Now, let me go deeper into this. Do you guys watch these animal shows?
Yeah.
Right? Let me just say, do you know what makes the coldest hunter?
Spots.
It's the hunter who knows the instinct of the animal.
Ooh.
Right? So when they fucking with them alligators, them big ass crocs, they be like, oh, look, this was going to happen. If I hold this piece of chicken over his nose, he's going to leap out of the water, and then we'll noose him with the rope. And then, you know, by the time I get the top rope and the bottom rope, I can just close his mouth with my hand. Right? Again, they know the tendency of the animal. And most animals are not intelligent. They're instinctive.
I like where you're going.
So the
with this,
hunter masters the instinct of the prey.
Wow.
So this goes back to my question. Is the child support system hustle a form of entrepreneurialism? The athlete is the prey.
Yes.
And he's dumb.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then the hunter is the entrepreneur out there trying to get the check out of his ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to hold men accountable too for being dumb.
And for teaching.
I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I have no problem admitting, you know,
I'm a dummy.
to my faults. However, I've become wiser, and that is what you call wisdom.
Wisdom.
DUMB.
I love that. That's a new term coined here by Darius McCrary. Wisdom. Speak on it, Veronica. I know you itching. Where is she? Is she with us?
Because at a certain level, we have to, I've had to learn the hard way, too. You know, I interviewed a dude last night, Dr. Randall Pinkett of The Apprentice, right? He was the first African-American to win The Apprentice. And I asked him a question. I said, you know, out of all the prices that you've paid, he's got it. You know, he's on his way to becoming a billionaire, one of the black billionaires in the country. And one of the things I asked him was, out of all the prices that you've paid, because anytime you're a leader, anytime you're, you know, off to build something, you have to pay a price. And some, if you look back, some you would willingly pay again, and some of them you wouldn't. And so I said, so what prices would you pay over again, and what prices wouldn't you pay again? And he said that he would certainly pay the price of discipline, the discipline that it takes to build a billion-dollar empire.
Absolutely.
But he would not pay the price of... He would not pay the price. He made bad choices in terms of business partnerships and business relationships. And there were too many times that he mixed up the business and the personal. And so I translate that into this scenario. If you talk to anybody that has built anything of meaningful, what you'll find that they inevitably say is, I hooked up with the wrong motherfucker. I hooked up with the wrong knucklehead. My nose was too open. My brain was turned off, and I never should have gotten in bed with them, in business with them, or anything. It's like, don't partner with what you can hire.
Don't partner with what you can hire. Shit.
Or let me piggyback off of what you said as well. Though the other part of the game is not judging people. See, I used to be a non-judgmental cat. I used to, I considered myself, I fancied myself a card carrying, weed smoking hippie. I do have my card. I did say card carrying. Okay. And I smoke a lot less these days. But I used to say, live and let live. I'm not going to judge this person. Who am I to judge? Only God can judge. But these days, you have to judge people from a mile away, unfortunately, because everybody doesn't belong in your circle.
And you know what? I'm coming for you right now.
Come on, baby, I'm right here.
I'm saying though, the level of accountability that we all gotta have.
But is that Neecole or Stephen A. Smith?
No, but Neecole, you know me. You know how I get down. I am accountable, and this is my accountability. And I'm saying that I am standing up and owning my shit.
But Darius, your ass will like to divide up your ladies when they're in the same space at the same time.
Well, a divided harem is an unhappy harem.
But how come we can't all be harmonious and be happy? How come everybody can't have, listen, this is what I say. The same vibration and intonation that we were putting out when we were horizontally, bringing that joyful noise.
You know what? I believe that.
So this realm should be the same intonation and vibration we have when we get up and we walk away.
No, I believe that because you always just want to say, let's make it better.
So listen, I got something special. Y'all know, see, they new to the show. Y'all motherfuckers over here, the heathens, the angels.
What's poppin'?
Right? My little angel heathens over here, they dope. They know what happens. We gonna bring Heka in. You already know Heka is a celebrity psychic. She gonna read Darius.
All right.
This is gonna be crazy, right? We gonna bring her in a little bit, but we got a couple of callers we got to get through. Miss Lips from Atlanta, line 3. You're on the line. Speak on it. It's about to get crazy with her. I already know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I don't know why Darius just don't like saying he likes to get his dick sucked.
Well, damn.
Oh my God! You should save me. Okay, I could suck a mad crazy dick. Okay,
there it is.
All my misery.
I can appreciate that.
I can appreciate that, baby.
The question is,
come on, baby.
The question is though,
I don't.
What do you do with it when you finish?
It don't matter. Her name is Miss Lips.
Oh my goodness! I can taste you already.
Oh, hey,
and this is why your ass in trouble now.
That's Heka, right?
So lonely. They're so lonely and they're so misguided.
Wow.
To the point where they see something delicious that everyone else can lay hands on.
Miss Lips, what are you talking about, sweetie?
I'm talking about
shit. I got lost. You talking about delicious and
I'm just talking about a little his characteristics. I'm just talking about that.
I got
so
you.
let me get back in child support. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Child support is a hustle. Okay, child support is a hustle. Definitely for ghetto broads. I came from the ghetto. I'm from Chicago, South Side.
Hey.
Growing up in Chicago, we were taught to fuck with the other guys from the good neighborhood because they have more benefits than the niggas in the hood.
Yo, that's real.
If you want an extra check, you can get an extra check off that nigga over there. You ain't gonna get no check from Ray Ray because Ray Ray ain't got no benefit.
Ray,
you know what I'm saying?
See,
Ray Ray
and that's a good point.
See, that's the mentality that creates a serial baby mama.
Bro, yeah.
See, really, that's my son's mother's a serial baby mother.
Serial. Well, wait, we got to coin
we're
this
tapping
shit.
in.
We got to coin
I'm
this.
about to go in, too.
He's coining shit right now. We got to put this on.
Get a book. We need
what's that? Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
A serial baby mama.
And she ain't talking about Cocoa Puffs.
But tell me this. Tell me this. Let's
get 2-3 checks.
Let's do the accountability thing.
You can come up.
Why do you guys sleep with the same men?
No. I'm talking about a woman that has 3 or 4 different children for 3 or 4 different men. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that woman.
My guy.
I'm talking about that woman that has one child and she don't know who the father is. One child is a celebrity, and the third one is a felon that did 3 years. That can teach her how to work the welfare system and sell them food stamps and the EBT on the black market.
Whoop.
That's who I'm talking about.
Which is
Hello, Detroit.
Hey.
Hello, Detroit.
Yes.
There's some hurt feelings up in this motherfucker right now.
No.
844-55-1. Get to your lines right now. Hold on, everybody. We got to get these callers now.
Get
get
it. Because, come on.
Big L from Brooklyn. Come on in, because I'm going to start cutting motherfuckers' mics in a minute. Go ahead, Big L. Holla at me.
You got it out. I ain't going to nothing like that.
I think he getting pulled over. He just want us to witness it.
I was like,
nigga, are you here?
You need some help? Call us.
Jesus.
Look, you got to call 911 with that. Look, hey.
What's up, Big L? Speak on it. Big L, goodbye. All right.
Look, I was about to be like, this is Big L.
That was your second time. Don't call back here today. You call back Monday, Big L.
And look, so to go back to the serial baby mama,
Yes,
man.
let's tap back into that.
To go back to the serial baby mama, what's wrong with the judge that stands behind the serial baby mama? See, what people don't understand is we have the power to elect officials that can make a difference and bring about change in our community.
Because going against you, they get more money.
They get more money.
What it's about.
Right, this is,
the
listen.
almighty dollar.
Listen, let's just get deep. Let's get philosophical, mystical, esoteric, all that shit. The judge sits on something called what?
The bench.
A bench.
Bench is a Latin word for bank. Most motherfuckers do not understand that. He sits on the bench. The bench is a Latin term for bank. The word bank in the Latin sense comes from the merchants in Italy when they would be the money changers, the money exchangers, and they would be on a bench exchanging the money. And that became your first bank or banking system. Now, the reason why they use the Latin term bank, because when you go to a river, in order to fish, you have to stand on the bank of the river.
Right.
The bank is what controls the current or currency, the current of the river, the flow of it. The word affluence means flow, just like the flu. You can get that shit easy because it flows from person to person. You see, people don't understand that this system is set up for your ignorance. The dumber, the better. They're not supposed to be empathetic while they're on the bench. This is why you'll hear a judge say over and over and over again, I didn't know that. I didn't know that law. Well, I'm sorry. Ignorance is no excuse of the law. We're hoping you didn't know that. Right? I mean, this is a real situation. And I think people need to understand it. Veronica touched on it early. When you lay down with somebody, that new piece of soft ass, and I mean there's some soft posturepedic asses out there right now. There's some Serta mattress asses out there. I'm saying when you lay down with that, just understand that the potential is a $2 million situation.
Pay now or pay later.
Pay now, pay later. Listen, the phone lines are open, 844-55-1. We're talking about child support. We got callers. But before I get to any more calls, I got to come to Heka Activated. She's been hearing the malarkey that has been spewed out by me and others.
Mostly you.
Mostly you. Heka, if you, goddamn Neecole Cockerham. Hey, cut her mic off.
He don't even know.
Cut her mic. All they're done. Thank you. All right. Heka Activated, come in and speak on this child support mess right now.
Oh, yeah.
She already turned up.
And I go, boy, that's what. It's just a mess. I mean, I think I heard someone say that we don't see white people in the court system or the child support court system like black people, but. The fact of the matter is that we don't see white people not taking care of their children and then getting on Facebook and Instagram and flaunting their Gucci and their thousands of dollars and things of that nature. For instance, there was a fellow who actually was flaunting his money, haven't paid child support in some time. He was flaunting his money, thousands of dollars on Instagram and Facebook. When he was approached and asked why he did not pay his child support, he said because he died in a car accident. Damn. That's what black people
I'm dead.
That's the stupid shit that black people do. And then they expect for somebody to want to have sympathy for them. Now, when you are the father of children and you are on a big-time television show like Love and Hip Hop, and you haven't paid child support for your children in 10 years, fuck you. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. However, there are some out there that do get, dragged by the system. But at the same time, what we don't see from even those is the underlying issues that's taking place in the situation. We can see that the court system is dragging them through the mud, but we don't see what they did behind the scenes in order for that energy to come back on them and drag them through the mud. Let's talk about
Well.
Damn.
Let's talk about it with the spirit of excellence.
With the spirit of excellence.
Can I ask you a question? Are you a mother?
She's a psychic too.
I am a mother.
Okay, and
I am a mother, and I'm not bitter at all.
Were you married? Were you married? Or did you have children out of wedlock?
I was married for 17 years.
Okay.
I was married for 17 years.
Well, then you're in a whole other class. See, my issue is with those with ass acting like class.
Ooh.
See, it's a difference. It's a difference when, you have somebody who's come in and tried to help somebody. You bought somebody a car. You might have taken care of their child who they don't know who the father is. And you say, that's okay. And then you have a baby and you might pay for an apartment or you might help out or do whatever you can when you can, and then somebody turns around and feels like you're not doing enough because you're somebody who's in the limelight. And they choose to try and go for the gold rather than to hold on to the soul.
Wow.
You see,
I think we all saying the same thing.
That's what my issue is. See, what people don't understand is they look at somebody who's on television and they think that you have it all worked out. People don't understand. I may be on television and I may be a veteran in this game, but I'm hustling just like you.
Right.
And
just because you on television don't mean you getting paid either.
And I will say this.
What is that?
And I will say this. Yes. And even if you
TV1
even if you exactly
shit.
If you and even those who are on network television series, it may be 4 to 5 years before you see somebody on their next gig. What do you think I'm living off of? You know what I'm saying? And for a television, for an actor, it's not like somebody who can go in and go make appearances. It's not like somebody who can go in and go do shows and rap like a Gucci Mane. You don't see, it's a lot that goes along with it. Then there are managers, agents, contracts. There are lawyers outside of the entertainment lawyers that you're paying. Do you know what a custody battle is? Do you understand every time that you file a motion, what it costs? Between $1,500 and $2,500. So what do I do? Do I file this motion or do I pay my mortgage? Fuck out of here.
Uh-oh. Things done got real. Let me just say this. Let's come back. I
like it.
Pay-per-view. And there's a lot of angst in the room, and I absolutely love it.
I'm under doctor's orders. I took a Xanax before the show. I'm fine.
Yes. He's all right. This is one of his more lucid days up in this month. But let me say this. I think both sides, mothers, fathers, custodial, non-custodial parents are up against it, stressed, going through it. The relationship didn't work, whatever. But is it okay to alienate the child? When we start looking at stats, 80% of all custodial parents are women. Right? 20% of non-custodials, do you know that? Those are men, right? Or 80% men don't have the kids, 80% women have the kids, right? You only see 20% of men getting their kids and keeping them. Then when you correlate the parental alienation syndrome numbers, parents, that's from 80% moms to 20% dads. Mothers are alienating their kids from the fathers. I'm just saying, there's a stat there, right? Then you look at this other stat. Hold on one second. You look at this other stat. When relationships break down, 80% of mothers abuse their kids. 80.
Hello.
So for me, I'm just saying, these are stats. I'm not saying right or wrong, good or bad, indifferent, whatever, because I know stats can be manipulated.
I'm living it. I have my child from 9 to 6 months. From 9 to 6 months to 5 years old. Between 9 and 6 months, I had him. I didn't ask for anything. Mm-hmm. She didn't have to give me a dime.
But maybe you should have, because you know what?
But it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility.
Yes,
what I want to come back to is it ever right? See, I think you can alienate, and ladies, I want to hear from you. I think you can alienate a kid from his father.
Absolutely.
If the motherfucker is Charles Manson, if he's Richard Ramirez, yes, right? If he's the Night Stalker, if he's somebody that's going to fucking damage your child, then, and when I say damage, I mean spiritual, mental, physical, emotional. Okay, I can understand. But because you're scorned, because you're mad, see, we can go off topic all show long and go, well, you got a responsibility as a father. You supposed to be there. You helped make them. You did. We can have that conversation all day in America. That's a different show. This show is called Pay-Per-View. There's some women out there not letting kids be seen or participate with their father. Let me give you another aspect of PASS, parental alienation syndrome. Talking negative to the child about his father, which now is starting to be labeled as a form of verbal child abuse, because that kid gets 23 chromosomes from a man that you laid down with, that you upset about. Can we stay on that lane? Can we ask for accountability in that space? 844-55-1. What woman out there is honorable enough, will be accountable enough to stand up and go, you know, Zoe, that is some bullshit. And I do know some folk, some sisters who get down like that. Whitney?
No, I've been trying to tell you, Zoe. Shit. No, like everybody said earlier, it's a hustle. I've had, actually, I'm going to speak on my own. I only know what's real.
You hustled your box?
Nigga, no. I ain't got no goddamn kids. What the hell?
I was like, what happened? We got a secret baby with me?
No, but in my parents' situation, my dad got custody of 3 children. And my mom didn't get custody. My dad took care of 3 kids, and she was supposed to pay child support for 3 kids for 18 years. My dad told everybody, court systems, don't worry, she needs to get her shit together. I don't want any child support. So my dad refused child support from my mother for 18 years for his 3 children, and raised us by himself with my stepmom and whatever, with my tribe, with the family. But I turned out amazingly, but you know what was crazy? Look, I just turned out amazing. What was crazy to me was, throughout growing up, my dad never once badmouthed my mom, but anytime we had to fly to Alaska to go visit her or whatever, my dad came out of pocket, my stepmom came out of pocket, and she would sit there and talk so much shit about, still to this day, I'm 28 years old, she still to this day talks about, well, just because your father can help you monetarily, I don't ask money from my dad, man. Like, he's never badmouthed my mom. So to me, seeing that now as a grown adult, it makes me look like I'm so thankful for the court system for picking the right parent to give me and my brothers.
Let me ask you this, though. How long did it take for the court system to make the finding that your father was the right parent?
I was 18 months old when my dad got me.
Oh, wow.
So my brothers are 6, we're 6 and 7. So it was, and to this day, I've never really asked.
Well, that's a blessing.
I was never really asked why because she's not a drug addict. She's not this and the other. Honestly, I think was my dad had the job.
Right.
He had a place to live.
Sometimes it's that cut and dry, but then there are those other issues sometimes where it goes through that period where a woman is allowed so much time where the child is damaged. And my question is, how long does it take? Why do lawyers tell you? The first thing they'll say to you is, it's a process.
Because they get paid every time. This is great shit, right? And they get I have to file 37 motions, and that will be over 37 months. And each time you have to pay me. That's how it's a hustle. Yeah. And then the lawyer is an officer of the court. He works for the court. Even though you hired him to represent you, he works for the judge can say, motherfucker, you moving too fast. Sit your ass down. We got to slow this money flow down. The bank controls the current of the river, of the currency. This shit going too fast. Now, we can't adjudicate this quickly. Hold on, let's deliberate a little longer. Veronica, speak on this shit.
Well, I have empathy. It sort of speaks back to the show that we had the other night, Hotivation.
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 You guys would do the dope.
And, that whole thing where women are gaming and in that posture of gaming as a come up, and that is heartbreaking because of what I'm hearing it's doing to the brother. I would say this, I've gotten my kids to like 18 and 21, and they see for themselves the truth. It's pretty brutal in the interim. But when they get older, they actually see the truth of the parents' contribution and the parents' willingness and the parents. It's just hard when they're younger because they don't really. Mom and dad are just sort of mom and dad, and there's no evaluation or judgment of their scenario. But when they get older, they can typically see, and that's it's a tough thing to sort of wait for, but it does happen.
Mine is starting to see now. He's 7. He's starting to see now.
Yeah,
wow, and it's amazing. Whitney, what you were saying, how your dad didn't say anything,
nothing,
and that's one of the hardest things. Sometimes I got holes in my lip. From biting my shit and not saying certain things. And the thing is, Veronica, I've prayed to God that I wouldn't have to get to 18 or 21. And it's amazing the things that my son, like I said, this boy tested an upper extreme genius level on the K-SEALs national test. If you don't know what that is and you're a parent, shame on you. Go Google it.
Go Google it, damn it. Heka activated. I know you on the line. Speak on this situation, man. There is a hustle out there, and we need to talk about it. But we also need to talk about the sisters out there who didn't use child support, who stood up and said, you know what, this shit is hard, raising a kid without the dad, right? And guess what? I'm going to put this on my back, and I'm going to be a great woman of integrity. I ain't going to talk shit about the father. And maybe I chose the wrong dude.
You know who?
Wait, hold on. Maybe I chose the wrong dude, but guess what? My kid ain't going to know that. Not at least verbally from me. What the kid gonna know is that I give a fuck about him. I love him to death, and I'm gonna do whatever it is in my power to take care of him. Let Heka speak on it. Then your bad conservative ass Cockerham.
I was gonna get super conservative right there.
I knew you were. Jesus.
Yeah, I need that.
Heka.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hear you guys.
Here come Heka. I love it, goddamn it.
I know one person, and I'm just going to keep it real. I know one person in all of my life that has went through this type of situation where, he has really tried to take care of his children, and, the courts has ran him through the mud regardless. Just one person. But, I also know someone who has clearly not tried to take care of his children, clearly not tried to do anything for several years, clearly ran from, child support services and all that type of stuff. And you know what the courts did? The courts made his attorney represent him even when he wouldn't pay his attorney. They made his attorney represent him, and then they ruled on his behalf, and he didn't pay shit.
Wow.
But see, let me. You saying something really powerful. Let me interject for just a moment. You said something hella powerful.
Heka powerful.
Do you motherfuckers really know the game out here in the wealthy streets?
Nah.
What is the key to wealth? A lot of wealthy motherfuckers don't spend their own money. They spend other people's money. That's how they stay wealthy, and their money keeps accumulating. So guess what they do when it comes to child support? And guess what? The court is aware of this. Let's not act like the motherfucker sitting on the bench don't know. Like, they know this. This is about commerce. So when you come in as an individual with your social security number attached to a child support case, that shit is attached to you, motherfucker. But guess what a corporation is? By definition, by legal definition, a corporation is a fictitious person. It's an actual person with rights. So guess what?
Correct.
Wealthy motherfuckers set up a corporation. And when they say, oh, well, you owe child support, he goes, well, I make $1,200 a month. Well, wait a minute, nigga, you live in Malibu and you got a yacht and you flying in the shit. How did that happen? Well, my board of directors set my salary here.
Pretty much.
And this is what I get. So based off of what I get from my corporation, give her child support based on that.
Yeah, but you still have to be favored to do that. Because when these motherfuckers want to dig into your shit, and I'm telling you from experience, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I corporations or not, they dug. And I will say this too, and I'm not really giving my whole story, you guys, because I don't feel like this is about me. This is about something that's bigger than me, but I will say this. I'll say this. Hell have no fury like a woman scorned. A woman scorned is a terrible thing, but two women scorned is a nightmare and a lifetime movie.
Jesus Christ.
Okay? So I had my ex-wife basically consort with my son's mother. And my ex-wife basically, and this is real, I don't even want to give her any fuel for her fire.
You're already doing
but
it.
Listen,
you might want to back off.
If you guys want to reach out,
we need some Kangen water.
At Darius McCrary on Twitter, at Darius McCrary on Instagram. And I will say this, you guys saw on Instagram and on Twitter and online that someone perjured themselves. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, they perjured themselves because they lied. Yeah.
This shit done got personal. 844-55-1. Pay-per-view, goddammit.
Can I finish making the statement that I was going to make?
You sure can. Yes.
When I have a man come to me and say something like, and because I talk to all types of people every day, and when I have a man come to me and say, well, she won't let me see my child, my first question to him is, do you know what school your child goes to?
Nah, she didn't tell me.
Why would you start stuttering?
The judge will shut that down.
Because there's no excuse.
The judge can shut that down, though, Heka.
There's no school that's going to stop.
No, Heka, stop. I'm not to interrupt you, my sister, but let me tell you what happened. My son's mother stopped me from talking to him. So I got smart, and I started calling the school. The school allowed me to talk. The judge sat on the bench and said, no, you can't call the school.
Damn.
Huh? On his recess, if my child chooses talking to his father over recess, who are you to say that I can't talk to my child at school?
Oh, wait, Darius, here's another little wrinkle.
Damn.
Here's another little wrinkle. You can know what school your child goes to. Darius obviously had a cool situation. I know in California, if you call the school and your name is not on the emergency contact list, we're not giving you no motherfucking information.
Nothing.
Her boyfriend is on the contact number. But you not. Who the fuck is you?
In Michigan, I was blessed to have favor with the school. The name of the school is University Preparatory. That's where he was attending school in Michigan. He was attending school at Beverly Hills Montessori School.
Montessori School. It sounds like a movie. These youngsters mean business. What the fuck? What is going on? This shit is wild right now. Finish, Heka.
I'm sorry, Heka. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But the statement that I was going to make, the statement that I make to them is that, you know, your children are in school. You know, they have extracurricular activities. you know that they have activities taking place at school, whether it's an honor roll program or whatever the case may be. Get there. They can't stop you from entering into that program to see your child. Did anybody ever, and the people that I'm talking to, or the people that I'm talking about, they have no court orders whatsoever. They're just making excuses. And there is no excuse.
No, let me just say, I always say this, every truth is a half truth. And the part of that truth was make the effort. Yes. That's what I took from what Heka is saying.
Absolutely.
Make the fucking effort. But the part that isn't true, in my experience, it depends on the school system, it depends on the state
and the judge.
You can't just show up somewhere because they'll be like, who you?
But in the hood, I think Heka is really touching on majority of people.
There are a lot of bad dads.
In the majority of the people.
Let's not get it twisted. There are a lot of deadbeat dads, and there are a lot of deadbeat moms. The real deadbeat, in my opinion, is the person who keeps the child from the other parent. That's the real deadbeat. And I just can't get off of this community thing enough. We have a responsibility to each other, you guys. Like, I mean, seriously, what does it take? One of my brothers, Donnie Wonderful, man, he's one of the most sickest MCs. One of my favorite lines of his ever is, if another world attacked the planet, we'd all have to come together to manage. What does it take for us to stand up and come together and recognize that your children belong to me? Yeah. Like my sister, like if I see you out and some dude has his hands on you in the wrong way, it's my responsibility to say something. Like that's not okay.
You know, my thing, I mean, affiliation in terms of this conversation for me is like, nil, because I'm always about having direction as to where I'm going. So when you want to know where those women are that are in full support of not making those names bad to, the dads and the court systems, they swallowed those fucking babies and they wrapped it up.
Wow.
Swallow it. Hashtag swallow baby.
Neecole. Dude, shit.
Yeah.
Shit. And you know what? Neecole is speaking about something that I wanted to ask everybody. Heka activated.
Do you swallow?
I want to ask everybody. She's saying something that listen, should black men and women put baby making on hold until we correct our relationship issues?
Absolutely.
Because I think we can work through our problems while still fucking.
Yeah.
Can we speak to that?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You can.
Oh, Darius. You can't let me keep my dick in you.
But you gotta be selfless to do it.
Hey, let's not. I don't want to take my dick out. Let's talk while we're fucking.
Because at the end of the day right now, what everybody is trying to get at is it. It's what we have conditioned ourselves with in this society between, marriage and state and family and child with the system and, our state of grace and humanity. And it's like you would be looking for change in something that is already institutionalized and exists. And so your duty to yourself is to not get yourself in that fucking position.
Amen.
Yeah, we gotta pass up on
the
what I'm tilapia.
It's hard. It's hard pressed, but I'm just saying, be more aware and conscious of these choices.
But I agree with you. But what happens when you're dealing with somebody and they change because they can't change you? That's the issue. You knew who the fuck I was when I met you. I put it out there.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know why they did it.
What up, Whitney?
Yo, we got to get to some callers. I know everybody's hot and heated, man, but we got my boy Kevin from Dallas. Kevin, holler at me. Let me know what you got going on.
Get your punk ass on the air, man.
Kevin, what's popping?
All right, hey, so believe it or not, I've been taking notes, so I wanted to address one or two things. So Zoe, your comment about your analogy about the athlete being dumb, I just want to say that is dumb is different from being ignorant.
Or stupid, right?
It's incapable of learning. Ignorant is just being that
reckless.
You don't have information. And so, like, being ignorant can be defeated, like, when you're properly informed. And that takes me to my next point. Like, honestly, we as black men, I don't think we're really given the proper information when we're black boys.
Not at all.
Because our major influences are, like, really
rap videos.
You know, from our moms, our aunts, and their friends, right? They like to convey to us that they were done wrong, but they totally leave out their portion of what happened in the relationship that created us. And we as men, we don't really find that out until we get older when we're dealing with immature or thought-like women. So, like, we as men, like, I think we need to get to the point to where, like, even though we get caught up in the system, we got to stay around for our boys, and we got to inform them that, hey, you know, it's cool to be stand up and smart and handle your business, but be mindful that will make you a prey, and you become a prey to women in their court system. And
okay.
I don't know. Like, I may sound bitter, but
well, you know, we don't do that filibuster here. Oh. So we do appreciate you for calling.
Wow, Neecole. You give Neecole a little power and she loses her fucking mind. Thanks, Kevin.
We want to thank you for calling in, Kevin. We're going to
But wait, before we go to our next one.
Kevin
before we go to our next.
Y'all crazy.
I always tell people, man, words cast spells.
Yes.
And if you don't know what the fuck you saying, you don't know what the fuck you living.
Yes.
Yep.
So let's just go deeper. He said something that I thought was absolutely correct. When you're dumb, he said something that is incapable of learning. Right? Just dumb, right? Then there's stupid.
And then there's mildly retarded.
And then there's ignorant.
This motherfucker with 6 baby mamas.
Right. That's just ignorant, right? But look at ignorant, the word. The word ignorant has another word in it. Ignore. Now understand something about ignore. You can't ignore some shit unconsciously. How many motherfuckers know they should be doing the right thing and ignore what they know to be true, thus making them ignorant? Like, I'm aware, nigga, like I should not be skinny dipping in this meat sandwich right here. I know I should not be in this meat wallet right now, just raw in a mug. I know I shouldn't be here, but I'm here.
True.
Can we? That's ignorant.
But that's the thing.
When you do some shit you know you shouldn't be doing.
But this is the thing.
It depends on circumstance too. Sometimes, no, seriously, it does.
And that's what traps you up. There is no circumstance.
I'm not getting trapped up anymore. I'm wise dumb.
Right, because there is no.
Veronica's in here. Let's speak on it, Veronica.
Let me ask you a question, Darius.
Yes.
In the case of your two exes, and I want you to really feel into this. In the case of your two exes, was there a moment in the beginning when you knew you shouldn't, but you overrode the decision?
Both of them, absolutely.
There we go. See, this is what I love: accountability.
Absolutely.
God damn it.
Absolutely. And
he was ignorant.
Yeah. And I look back, you know what it was? I thought that the good in me would overpower whatever it was that I saw in them.
Oh, my God. You believe in yourself.
There was also negative in you.
Heka, speak on it, Heka. Wait, Heka got a piece here.
I think...
Damn.
I think this is the thing. We see other people and we think, oh, they have this, and that, and my good is going to overpower what the negative that they have. But we fail to realize that we have negative also. So what's going to overpower our negative energy?
Well, hopefully my belief in God.
If we don't have something to overpower our negative energy, we will find ourselves in this situation because the universe will ensure that you get exactly what you need for your negative energies as well.
Well, that's very true as well.
Which is why you're faced with the situations that you're faced with.
That's very true. But by the same token, we do have to understand that when we have the desire to become better, and we're working towards becoming better, such as therapy and making sure that you're doing the right spiritual things and meditation. And when you put positive energy out there, you don't expect for negative energy to come from love. And so when I choose to love somebody and I bring you in my home and you stab me up, is that because I was a fucked up person? No.
I will say this. Here's the thing. let me just break this down really quickly, and then we got to get to our callers. Not all light is visible, right? Not all light is visible. And human beings have light in them that is visible and light in them that is invisible. Not all light is visible, but all light works in the same functionality as a lighthouse. So the light that's visible, charming, intelligent, witty, funny, all that shit is visible. The light that's invisible, pain, hurt, trauma, unresolved issues, unforgiveness, fear, ego. Listen, the light spectrum is not all visible. X-rays, gamma rays, you can't see them. Ultraviolet rays, you can't see that. But energetically speaking, on a relationship level, that light is bringing busters to you because it's a beacon. It's designed to bring these people to you for resolution for you.
But this is why I never really falter with my situations, because I'm
perfect.
No, I'm
Shut
not perfect.
your conservative ass up.
Listen, stop it.
Cut her mic off.
No, don't play them games with me. Don't make me come over there. Don't play them games.
Reindeer games up in this bitch.
Okay, but my thing is
Rudolph, nigga. No, I'm sorry.
See how you want to be?
Go ahead.
I do not buckle under any sort of fucking pressure to lower my standards to deal with anybody, because I don't placate people. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, watch your tone up in this motherfucker, all right?
This person better or this person whole or help. See, I don't operate like that.
But Neecole, it's not about making them whole.
You said making them better.
No, it's hoping by making yourself better.
Okay.
And you having the willingness that they'll follow your lead. And then I'm gonna be very honest. When you add a little bit of smoke, a little bit of drink, people, you get a little bit relaxed and you turn up.
But this
okay?
I'm
taking accountability.
Listen.
I'm taking accountability. I'm saying.
Listen, well, I'm going to turn everybody's mic off, goddammit. Y'all better follow the rules up in this motherfucker. We got San Antonio, we got New Mexico, we got places to go in this show.
We got New Mexico.
Hey, we got to get to my guy, Joseph. He's calling all the way from Detroit. Y'all acting real crazy right now. Joseph, holler at me with some real shit. What's going on?
What up? What up, though? Y'all want to hear some real shit?
Yeah.
What up, though?
Always.
Detroit. Shit for y'all. And look, I'm going to be nice to it to the end.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to tell y'all, this is a situation that happened to me personally, and it happened to a lot of men that need to be addressed. A lot of women want to have a baby, and they down with having a baby, and they family members who were single mothers also tell them, yeah, keep the baby, don't destroy the baby. But when it comes down to it, and after they had a baby, where is that help? Where is that support? Where is all the people who told them to have a baby? They not there. And you got a guy who was probably like, baby, I love you. But look, I'm trying to do this business thing over here and make this company grow. It ain't really a good time to have a baby. And the woman takes it the wrong way. And from then on, the relationship is destroyed just by a misunderstanding.
No, I feel that.
A lot of guys out here do want to be fathers. I'm slowly finding out a lot of guys out here do want to be fathers, but most men that want to be fathers also want to be able to afford their kids. And what I'm saying here is most men that want to be fathers want to be financially available.
All the men listening to this show, go get the book called Men on Strike by Helen Smith. Men on Strike.
I'm going to pick it up tonight. Borders here.
I'm just telling you, go get the book.
Oh, my bad.
I'm just saying. Amazon, whatever. Go get the book. It's important. The reason why you get the book is because she did the empirical research that says marriage, family, all that bullshit is becoming a bad deal for men because the world, the court system, politics, everything that, our relationships has to interface with is becoming more woman-centric.
Oh, Hillary Clinton's about to become the next president.
I'm trying to tell you, this is a real situation.
Zoe, what's the brother's name, the caller from Detroit?
Joseph,
I got a question for you. How far do you live outside of Oakland County?
I'm not very far outside of Oakland County, actually. I'm right outside of Southfield.
Oh, so are you familiar with Oakland County and the courts there?
I'm not very familiar with the courts there, but for lack of a better term, the niggers in the neighborhood always say when you go to jail in Oakland County, they give you McDonald's. So they're happy to get locked up.
They give you McDonald's in the prison.
Nigga, I don't even get McDonald's.
In the jail, yeah, they do. That's a white jail, and it was really designed for white-collar criminals. But sometimes niggers slip their way through the cracks in there, and, you go give them a...
This is the craziest caller ever.
Hey, well, check this out, man.
He's real.
Hey, check this out. I went to jail. I went to jail in Oakland County, and I want to give a big shout out to all the sheriffs in Oakland County.
Oh, yeah.
They real cats. I was there, and they don't serve McDonald's, but I did have apples and oranges up in that bitch, and I appreciate it.
Good look.
Hey, well, it's other jails in the Michigan area, and they serve you what they serve you.
Well, we don't.
And, yellow peanut butter sandwiches. I don't know how to fuck.
Damn.
Nah, they serve bologna in Oakland County. But my point is this: I've been asking. Do you know that there's only one black judge in the Oakland County Circuit? There's only one black circuit judge. And what my experience was the day that I was incarcerated, if you would.
Nigga, your ass was locked up, nigga. They locked you up, nigga.
I think I only counted about 2 white inmates in the line when we went down. And it had to be about, I want to say 35, close to 40 of us on the line.
Was they like, hey, nigga, Eddie Winslow up in here?
Oh, no, let me tell you the experience on some real shit.
Family matters, cuz.
On some real shit. I think that if I would have been in general population, it might have been a riot.
Oh, damn. That's
because a lot of people felt my pain that day. Yeah.
All right, so let's come back to the topic. These motherfuckers. These are free roaming, free ranging animals in here, right, on the conversation. I think it's important for us to ask this one important question, and that is, if the system is broken and it's the only system we have, should we make do with the justice they deliver? The version of justice. Like, we obviously can't handle this situation, so we have to go to this system to get some type of remedy for our issue. But if the system in and of itself is contaminated, poisoned, broken, malicious, racist, classist, gender biased, is that the place we should go to? Darius made a great point earlier about Jews keeping their issues in-house. Fuck it. He's a criminal. He's this or she's that, whatever. That's all us in here. Nobody know about it. This is why I alluded to earlier, black men and women, especially the young ones, should stop fucking and making kids, right? We should impose our own population restraints until we can resolve some real serious issues. Because now look at what the result is. Fuck, I'm mad at you, so I'm gonna use the court system to limit your life. Or, bitch, you wasn't who I thought you was. I didn't want no goddamn baby. Get out my face. And she don't take you to court. And then now she's burdened with probably one of the most important and most difficult jobs ever. And that is raising a child. Now let's take that up 10 notches and say raising a boy child. You see what I'm saying? So we obviously have spiritual glitches in our shit that need to be resolved. And I think fucking generation after generation is only exacerbating the generational curses that each generation inherits. It only makes it more intense. We got a sister on the line real quick. I want to get to her. Shavana from Georgia. Georgia's in the building. Speak to it.
Hey.
What's your name? Say it again.
It's interesting. It's interesting because my story, I have children. I stayed out of the court system my entire life. I'm very independent, business owner, career woman, mother. And I got into a relationship with someone that had 2 children. And he subsequently dragged me into court. Last year, I lost everything. I lost my home, my job. And this is in the South, which is very sympathetic towards fathers.
Oh.
But a lot of black men don't know that because they're too scared to go to court to try it. But obviously, he was the one. And essentially, 3 years ago, he began to drag me into court, case after case after case after case. Initially, when I had my children, I thought that he might be a good father. He convinced me to give him joint custody, which was the worst mistake I ever made in my life. I gave him joint custody, and once I did that, and he dragged me into court consistently over and over and over again, the court system had no sympathy for me. They was like, well, hey, you gave this guy joint custody. So I saw a different side of the coin than what everybody else is seeing, because I'm the woman, but I'm being dragged into court. I was thrown into jail for interruption of custody last year. I was stalked in court. It's like I had, where everybody talks about the baby mama drama, I had baby daddy drama. And I'm not the only one. I know about 4 or 5 other women that came to me and told me they went through almost the exact same thing. And it's like you always hear, oh, these women, the courts favor them. That is not true. The courts do not favor black women. At times, we win by default. The court system favors the child support system. But if you get a man that comes in the court system and says, I want to see my children, I want to do this, you put the puppy dog face like my kid's father did. I mean, he went in there with the sad face each and every time and lied. That's what mine did.
Wow, this is powerful.
Yeah.
Listen, Siobhan, we're getting to the end of the show. We got to wrap it real quick. But let me just say, you saved the show with your story. And we really appreciate you opening up and sharing your personal business. We have a lot of fun and we talk a lot of crap, but this show is about humanity. It's about the human condition. And the fact that you trusted us enough to call in and share, it just lets me know that we are making a positive impact, through all the silliness and the jokes or whatever. So I appreciate you and thank you. And I hope to hear from you again soon. With that said, I want to get some summations. I want everybody to wrap it up in about 30 seconds or less, what they pulled away from this situation, from this conversation. I want to start with Heka, because that's my boot thing. Heka, read Edward Winslow. Edward Winslow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Lord Edward.
This is it. At the end of the day, I just believe that people need to grow, heal, and know how to connect with their inner truth and know how to maintain a relationship with the spirit of excellence before even getting married, having sex, or having babies. The end.
Wow, good stuff. Now, do you have something for Edward Winslow? Lord Winslow.
You know what? I do. I have a lot of stuff for Edward, but just out of courtesy, I would think that it would be best for me to speak with him off the air, because I don't think it'll be a while.
You don't want to out him on his shit. Neecole Cockerham, where can they find you? What are you doing?
You can find me at Neecole C at Twitter. And, that was a powerful story. I'm going to wrap it up, but I just want to say, if we all be accountable, just remember that the system is really based, it's called law enforcement. They'll enforce the law if you're not doing the right thing. So let's just try to do the right thing to everybody.
Good stuff. Heka, one more time. What's your website again?
Oh, my website is HekaActivated.com, and that's spelled Heka activated.com.
Thank you, honey. Veronica Conway.
It's like, you know what? If our boy picker is broke and our girl picker is broke, we have to unbreak them.
Can we do that by having sex? I mean, because you sound really delicious right now.
Always gotta go.
God. Come on, it's Friday.
It's Friday, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, it got really sensual when she started talking. Well, if our girl picker and our boy picker is broken, we should put the two broken pieces together. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish, Veronica. Where can they find you?
That was a running leap.
Jesus.
You can reach me at VeronicaConway.com.
VeronicaConway.com. Whitney Tabor, the flower child.
Hey.
Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Miss Tabor. You can go to MissTabor.com. I'm going to put in my young gun, real shit answer for the whole show. At the end of the day, ladies, don't have any kids if you can't afford them yourself. That's why my ass ain't got no kids still, because a nigga needs
you
some
got a
money.
nice ass, too. I saw it when you were walking in.
You know,
she smashed, dude.
Yeah.
I don't be smashed. I don't know where Neecole is getting this information. I do not smash dudes. But yeah, that's the real.
Teresa Tapia. She's a widow of legendary Johnny Tapia.
Yes.
And with that, I'd like to say that Darius actually stepped up and was a great stepfather to my 2 boys. So pay-per-view is not about money. It's also about support. Oof. That's what people don't realize, that all these women are after money, but actually he's a genuine person. And he gave my boys the much-needed love and support when their father wasn't around. So much love and thanks to you, Darius.
Wow.
Yes. So it's good men. There's good men out there, ladies.
Darius, can you be my father?
Stupid.
All right, Darius, where can they find you, brother? What are you working on?
At Darius McCrary on Twitter, at Darius McCrary on Instagram. I'm making music and trying to change lives. I will say this, you guys. It's not about love. It's not about lust. It's about wisdom. But before you are dumb, try to be wise and choose wisely. I'm going through some trials and some tribulations right now because I didn't choose wisely. And I'm smart enough and man enough to admit that. But I refuse to allow my son to suffer because of it.
Wow. Good shit.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams and crew. It's what we do over here. We're going to have the difficult conversation, and we hope that you will always participate and share while we're doing it. We don't have all the answers, but we definitely know how to get the conversation started. So now you can take what we started here and start having these dialogues in your home, right? With your kids, hollering at them about what is waiting for them right around the corner. Choice is everything. Yeah. And an informed choice, although it's not guaranteed, has a higher success rate than an uninformed choice. Amen. I mean, because uninformed choices is lottery. We're playing the lottery now. Yeah, man. Right? So follow Zoe Williams at Zoe Williams on Twitter or at Mr. Zoe What on Instagram. Oh, and by the way, I want to say to the people who funded my Indiegogo campaign, which ended at midnight last night, 319 people that helped, fund my campaign. We didn't hit our goal. We were well short of our goal. But I'm deeply appreciative of those who wanted to participate in the movement that we're trying to create here. So I'll see you guys next Monday with a heater. Oh, God. Next Monday show, this is all I will say, will be a part 2 to the Monday morning show. So the Zoe What show will be part 1, and then part 2 will be here. So part 1 is with the men on the Zoe What show. So crazy. Part 2 is with the females here on The Voice of Reason. It's going to be nuts. So crazy. I'll see y'all Monday.
Hey, Heka. I only got one baby mama, by the way, okay? Let's talk you and me off the air. Bye, Heka.
Aw, shit. Here it is.